So starting off, you're going to want to just look up DigitalOcean WordPress. And it's going to give you this cheap WordPress hosting page right here. You're going to want to press start. You're going to want to press get started with DigitalOcean. You're going to sign up with Google. And now you're going to sign into your account. Now that you're into your account, it's going to bring you to this page. You can just press random things here. It's all for their internal, Now that you're on to payment, you're going to want to put in your card information. It's going to bring you through creating a team and then creating a project. You can just do all of the defaults there. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then you're going to get into this first project page. You're going to want to go to Marketplace. And then here we're just going to look for WordPress. And you'll see this first WordPress option offered by DigitalOcean themselves. And you can just come all the way up here to this Create WordPress Droplet. And now, Droplet is DigitalOcean's fancy name for their virtual machines. You're just going to come here, and then you're going to step through all of these settings. So the first one is the region. If you're in America, choose one of these. Choose whatever's closest to you. For me, I'm in Indiana, so I'm going to choose New York. And then you can choose whatever data center you want, or just keep it the default, keep this the default. You're going to want to make sure that it says WordPress right here. If you went through the Marketplace page, this is what it'll say by default. And then you're going to come down to the choose size. So this offers you the different plans for how powerful a virtual machine you're going to choose, but you're going to be paying for. But because most websites don't actually need that much performance, we're just going to click regular, and then we're going to choose the cheapest option. Unfortunately, that's not the $4 a month one, because that doesn't have enough disk space for us, but the $6 a month works pretty well. Then you can just scroll down and scroll down. And then here you're going to want to create a password for your machine. Now, I highly recommend using a very secure password. There are a couple ways you can do it. Firefox automatically has this built in. So I'm just going to use the password that they generate. Let's get rid of these guys. Make sure that you store that someplace that you'll be able to access it later. And in case you're wondering, yes, I'm going to rotate that password. Don't try to hack me. And now scroll down to host name, quantity, and tags. Quantity, we're only going to have one droplet. Host name, you're going to want to give it something nice. I'm going to name it personal website. And now you're going to choose your project. If you only have one project, it chooses it by default. And now, create droplet. And now if you click here, you can see that they're still creating it. It'll take a second. You'll see this droplet has been created notification, and you'll see that it is now turned on. And the biggest thing is that you'll see that there is now a IPv4 address listed right here. If you enter that address into your search bar, you're actually going to connect to this virtual machine. Give it a second, it's probably still booting up. Still booting up. And now you can see that the virtual machine is online, it's serving you data, but first you have to go through the quick start guide. Now there's a lot of stuff here, but we're going to do this, I'm going to walk you through it. So the first thing we're going to do is connect to this new virtual machine. We're going to click IPv4 right here, and then we're going to open PowerShell. You're going to want to type in, let me zoom this in a little bit. You're going to want to type in SSH root at, and then the IP address that you copied. And now you're going to enter in this password. Wherever you saved it previously, you're going to take this, it won't show the password as you're typing it in, so you might have to try it a few times to make sure that it's all good. And now it's going to spoot out a lot of info at you, but the first thing you're going to want to do is enter the domain or subdomain name. So here we have to make sure that we have a domain. You can buy one from Namecheap, my personal or Namecheap, Google Domains. You can buy it even from Wix. But my personal recommendation is actually to buy it from Cloudflare. Cloudflare offers, in my opinion, the best DNS hosting of any of the major providers right now. I already have a domain name, so I'm going to give it that domain. But notably, because I already have another domain for canon.tech, I'm going to give it a subdomain. So I'm going to do wordpress-example.canon.tech. And now, before we do this, we're going to want to make sure that this domain is actually hooked up. So we're going to come back to here, and I'm going to show you how to do this through Cloudflare DNS. If you have to do it through a different provider, it's going to be a pretty similar situation. But you're going to want to log into your provider. And now you're going to want to come to DNS, and you'll see all of these different DNS records. You're going to press Add Record, and you're going to want to make sure it's an A record. There's a lot of different records that it can be, but A specifically says take this subdomain and point it to an IPv4 address, which is what we want. We're going to come back here. We're going to copy that IPv4 address that we saw earlier. We're going to take that. We're going to paste it right here. And whatever you made this part of your domain, you're going to want to paste it in. So WordPress example. And now WordPress example.canon.tech is going to point exactly to the virtual machine that we just partitioned. And now we're going to press save. And now it might take a minute for it to propagate, but if you go to canon.tech like that, you are now into your WordPress. Before we do that, we're going to come back to our SSH page. We're going to enter in our email address. We're going to give it a username. We're going to give it a password. Blog title. When they say blog, they really just mean website. WordPress was primarily for blogs, but you can use it for anything. Blog title, we're going to give it Canon's personal web page. The information is correct. Would you like to use? We're going to press yes. You're going to give it an email address. You're going to read these terms of service. You're going to read them entirely, front to back. I, of course, have already done that. We're going to press Y. I would recommend pressing no here. I actually am a big fan of the Electronic Frontier Foundation. They do a lot of good advocacy work, but I don't want their emails. No. We're only going to select it for this. Some people still like to have www at the start of their domains, but we're specifically only going to have it for WordPress-example.canon.tech. And now, a lot of words you don't really need to read. Sweet. And now we have access to our personal website. Now we're going to come back to the WordPress page. WordPress-example.canon.tech is mine. We're going to press English, continue. Oh, hey. Apparently it already did it. we're gonna enter in our email address and our super secure password that you just created. Remember me, log in, no thank you. And now we're into WordPress. If you have any experience with WordPress.com or any of the other WordPress providers, everything from here is the exact same. I'm gonna recommend you go watch a tutorial written by somebody with more experience working with the actual physical WordPress, because personally I don't have that much of it. But yeah, thanks for watching. You now have WordPress. You can create posts. You can do all that. You can come here. You can see the default web page that they have up. Yeah, it's pretty great.